Good afternoon, everybody. Microphone check. Mic check. Looks good. Cool. All right. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone is having a great trading day so far. Seems like the markets have had some pretty good movement today. Jeez. Got stuck pretty bad there going into lunchtime, and then it found its way out of there. One of the big things looking at today is really just how important today's daily bar is going to be. Because when we start zooming out and we start looking at the bigger picture here, I mean, realistically, we had this gigantic bear bar, and if you remember, we were looking at a bullish buy zone in here, looking for the buyers to defend their earlier positions, and they had a really good shot at it, but they never triggered above the bulls. If they did, maybe this chart would look a little bit different, but it didn't, and we just got pummeled to the downside, leaving behind an open gap that still has to be filled in. They're still waiting to fill that gap in. So if they can get a little bit of a move back, a gap fill, something along those lines, then we might have a little bit of resistance here. But the big thing that stands out is the earlier stuck shorts. We've been talking about these stuck shorts for a long time now. Stuck over here. Remember, they were selling off of the range highs. They were trying to push it down. Aggressive bear bars trying to get things to push down to get that second leg lower. And it failed. They just got ran over. This is the first time since they got ran over that they've been able to get out at break even. We're back, right? And when we're coming into this zone, that's where I'm looking at it thinking, okay, well, this is... Maybe this is a zone where they're going to be getting out of break even, but at the same time, a lot of buyers just failed. Maybe they roll over too. So today is a really important day in how it closes, and we still have an hour until it closes. But the big thing for today is how it ends, right? Does it end really strong bullish? Does it go all the way back down and fail? How does this candle close? And that's going to be the important part. We'll see. Right now, it's looking pretty strong. But that said, we are coming off the highs pretty aggressively too. So anything's possible, especially with the NASDAQ. Looking at the bigger picture, realistically, the sellers who broke down here, I think a lot of them wanted that second leg down, starting over here, and that it just didn't happen. So with that kind of failing, they got a higher low, which, okay, not that big of a deal. And then buyers come in here, and we were talking about earlier today how this is an area where second long buyers will be looking to try to come in above that bull bar, but it's not technically a second long. That's the one that really traps people in. So you got to wait for the follow through. And holy cow, did they follow through, right? Huge bull bar to the upside. And it's just been screaming to the upside ever since, putting in a bunch of wick up here. But there's just nothing that's really saying that it's in the way of these buyers. It's very aggressively bullish. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the only other caveat that I can think of that might push back against the buyers a little bit would be coming from a VVP standpoint, where we came back and filled in some of the volume back here. And you can see, I mean, they definitely filled in the volume. There was nothing here, and then that was almost the peak of the day. The POC is still a little bit further down here. Now, some of the other ones, they filled in a little bit. Like here, okay. Here, they definitely filled in. But there's still this one up here that's kind of waiting to be taken care of. And so we could very easily see buyers looking for continuation back up to finish that job. Holy cow, speak of the devil, that's a huge bull bar. Weak bear bar response. They did leave some gapping behind as well. There's some candle gapping back here at around the 14 quarters that could be looking for a fill. The market's obviously bullish today. It's up quite a bit, and it's not like it's done it on weakness. So I'd like to see if we can get a flush back down to 14 quarter for buyers to try to pop it higher. starting to get that dip with buyers coming in. Now, if the buyers don't defend here, then we're probably going to slide back down through the lows, and that's where the defense will come in. But realistically, this is a really nice spot for buyers to give it a shot if they're going to get it going. Whoa, big jump. First target's off. Wowzers. All right, now it's pulling back a lot. That's a really weak candle. I don't want to see it lose too much ground here. Jeez, oh Pete. That thing just rocket ship to the upside. Keep on going. All right, I'm going to get the stop moving in here. 15.5. All right, nice break to the upside, 17 quarters. Beauty. All right, locking in more. Holy crap. 26. See if we can break. Nope, never mind. Got taken out at 26. Beautiful jump higher. Wow. Gorgeous rip. Picture perfect pullback. And again, I still want them to pull back a little bit further. The zone down here at 96 is much more interesting. But when the buyers show up like that, it's pretty obvious they're not going to wait around anymore. You don't put bull bars in like this if you're going to hang out. Especially when it's hovering just above where the area of buyers wants to come in anyway. Good enough. Nice move. See if we can get a little continuation back to the upside. Buyers still pushing. Not much of a pullback. I mean, really, the only pullback that was there was the bull bar. Nice little pullback. Possible washout if we can start dipping back into the 420s. It might not even have to go that far. 25s might be all right, but... I'm going to piece into a long here to see if we can get a pop back above 25s. First target out. Looking for secondary targets above 30s preferably, but this might still have some juice to it. They might still have some juice to it. Oof. Okay. They took out break-evens. All right, I'm out. Nope. I'm not going to let them slide through next time. I got the first scalp off, but they're just not getting legs yet. Might have to pull back just a little bit further. I still really like the buy case here. You can see, too, dojis. Ugh. Bar 66 definitely has sellers trapped in underneath it. And bar 67, bull engulfing. So right now, realistically, anything that pulls back, I think, is just sellers trying to get out of break even. That's why I'm looking for dips around here. I would love to see if they can get a dip down into the 10s. I'm going to piece in one around here. I just don't know that it's going to stick around long enough for me to build a position. Buyers are really pushing higher here, and every time it dips lower, it gets punched right back up again. I would rather have at least something on the table. Again, I would prefer to buy down at the 10s. Otherwise, upside targets around the 35s at the moment. I think it should be able to get up to the 35s if they're going to kick the reversal off. And if they fail down to a new low, that's going to be a massive support zone. What was this wick on this candle? Good Lord. It's good for me, I guess. This buyers put in a lot of support, but holy crap. Would love to see if they can dig into the 10s. Ooh. I'm okay. NASDAQ. You did this to me earlier. When I said into the 10s, I meant for longer than a nanosecond. All right, there we go. Jeez. All right, piecemealing in some longs here. I like this zone for buyers to kick higher because the risk is very small. If the buyers fail here, it's not going to have to drop very far for them to realize they're wrong. And if we can get a pop back up above like the 15s to the 20s, that's going to be the first target area. Preferably a little bit further, obviously. 15's pretty close. I would like to see this challenge the highs. There's the first target area. Nice push above the 15s. I'm going to take a second one off there just because we're challenging that bear bar, and this is a big zone. If the buyers are going to keep going, my entry should be safe down here. I'll let the last one go for a little bit and see if we can stack some movement to the upside. Final objectives, I mean, realistically, I still think it can get up to the 35s. I don't think that's necessarily difficult. Trying to see if the bulls can get a little more continuation to the upside here. And if we can start printing above the 20s, that didn't sound good at all. Hang on one second. It sounds like something just broke. Hold on, I'll be right back. I think I'll be okay to hang a target out at 35. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. The joys of trading from home. Jeez. All right, well, taking out a break even. I was trying to hold on to that run to the upside. I really thought it could get some juice in it. That's why I stacked 2 orders in the same spot. They might still be coming back for break even, so I don't necessarily think the buyers are done. And if it continues to show some support here, I'm not necessarily opposed to looking for buyers to come again, but that big bear bar down right there doesn't help. So again, if the market can flush down to that new low, we've got that monster of a buy zone just waiting there. Buyers hanging out. Just please come back and fill. There we go. Ooh, that's a really strong bull push to the upside. We're still making lower lows, lower highs, so I'm not going to hit the gas pedal yet by any means. But that's a really nice bull bar in a pretty opportune spot. It could see some follow through if you're, I mean, on the riskier edge, I guess. It's It's a nice bull bar to start a move, that's for sure. Sellers still maybe trying. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay, now they're trying. Bar 68 sellers. I mean, it is kind of a second sell off the highs. They pushed off the first time on bar 62 with that really big bear engulfing candle, and then weak support on 63. Big movement back down again on 64. I mean, there's definitely some heavy selling going on here. And it's right after the biggest leg of the day going into a trend that's been going on for how long now? I mean, you can definitely see there's a chance of the buyers losing their grip here on just overextending themselves. I think the buyers will still want to try to come in, and will probably still close nice to the upside. But man, if they start giving back too much, then we might be landing on a pretty gross bull bar for the day. We're still not really getting one way or another. Nice quick little flash dip underneath 95s would be nice. Ask and you shall receive. When I said flash, though, I meant like, let me respond first. There we go. All right, nice little dip there. First targets are off on that quick bounce. See if we can get a little more continuation. I'm going to put a stop in at 95. I don't really want to give it back anymore. I want to see this thing really turn higher. Stop is in now, 98. I'm out. I wanted to try to lock in that initial target because this is only the first attempt, right? I'm expecting a scalp out of this zone, but realistically, this is a zone that we could mess around with for a while. The market might get stuck here for a bit. Hopefully the congestion that's already happened is the mess, right? But that's the calm before the storm. A little bit late in the day to be looking for swings or anything, but this is the area where longer-term buyers will be looking. Maybe holding into the afternoon session. And this is why you don't hold first tests of anything very long. Man. Continuing down. Support waiting at 79.57 inside of here. I mean, looking at the overall, geez, that rally higher. So the big spike to the upside that we've got going on for the buyers, this is the area, you know, I mean, you can see the previous major swing highs, previous congestive lows. This whole zone here is where the buyers really want to see things hold for them. And if they're not able to, then that's where they're going to run into a bit of a problem. Because then that's kind of an open door for the sellers to take it all the way back. And then we've got issues with now the market's exhausted, then it ends up sliding back lower. And then we start seeing those really deep dip moves all the way all the way down. We're inside the major buy zone. We just have to see some form of invalidation from the sellers. And that should get things going pretty nicely. Still a little early to buy. They had that nice little scalpers bounce. Not necessarily sure the sellers are done. Give them a little bit of time here. Bulls are coming in pretty well here. That's a nice push. It's almost kind of looking like a cup and handle down here. Ooh, man, okay. Buyers are not messing around anymore. Now we've got some real conviction to the upside. Very nice. Okay. And that 5-minute chart too. If you're a short, you hate to see that. Well, okay then. Possible little dip sub 400s for buyers to try to piece into if they can get down just a little bit further. Not quite good enough. It was a nice quick little snapback. It could have been a profitable scalp, I suppose. I wanted something with a little bit more meat on it, though. Getting a nice continuation drive to the upside. Now the zone of interest starting to look more like 4/4. 1/4 might also be nice. Too heavy of a bear bar, though, might be a problem. Actually, if it gets really big, that would be a good thing. Then you got a washout. I'm going to back off on that one. That's a relatively strong bear bar, and it's not big enough to be a washout. We are coming out of a buy zone, but I'm not about to step in front of the freight train yet. This is just the first time the buyers have tried reversing this back up. We had the initial test back here, and now we have the first reversal. If you step on the wrong side of the bears, their claws can hurt, you know? I guess in this case, it's standing behind the bulls, right? Their hooves. I'd like to see some weakness here. Another strong bear bar could potentially be a reason for sellers to short. I don't know that I would want to short against bar 70. That's a little bit of a challenge, but... Nice weak bear bar. I'll pick one up on this pullback, looking for a continuation higher. I'm still going to keep the risk light, though, because it's awfully high. I would like to see if they can pop back above the 420s. There's still a lot of time left on this candle. That usually means that there's a move that's going to happen when you have this much back and forth, but that much tick left. Yep. All right, nice little pop there. That'll be for a good quick little scalp target. There might be more on that one for sure. But the big thing for me, if I'm going to build into a larger position, I don't want to be building into it at the top of the mountain, right? That makes it a little bit tough. Pullback maybe, sure. Man, another dip back down to the 96s. Ooh. That could be meaty. Pretty big bear bar. It's a bear engulfing. It didn't close that strong. But I kind of want to see what the response is from the bulls to that. I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing a dip down to like the 405s. I like that weak bear response. That's good. Any seller who shorted below that bear bar is now kind of rethinking that situation. And if it starts going too high, you might see them squeeze out. Watch above this bear bar here. That might be where they start getting pressured. Not yet. All right, starting to get pressured. I'm going to look to fill on the bid here and add to the pressure. Sorry, sellers. Ooh. See if they can get a push back up again. I'm going to reduce a little bit. Sorry, not sorry, they say. Push back up a little bit further. Get the squeeze going. Nice move. Oh, they tested my target, but I didn't get filled on the ask. I'm going to jump out there. I didn't get filled. I'm still long, but I didn't get the fill on my ask. It's starting to make it a little bit more frustrating to hold on to. I like that there's a lot of time left on this, but not when it flushes down like that. Oh, wait, I'm out. And that's the problem with buying too high, right? You can try to get the squeeze, and the sellers just had a chance to get out of break even, and we're seeing them show back up again. So I kind of like this dip back down. I'm going to go in one here. Ooh, I like that. Really nice continuation. I'm looking for a squeeze back up. The sellers just had a chance to get out of break even, and if they solidify that with a strong bull bar, that's going to be even better. A weak bull bar isn't as good, and that was like a mediocre bull bar. Perfect. See if we can keep going back to the upside, but looking at a bit of responsiveness at break even, trying to go above it. There we go. A little bit more. 420s. Nice. First target off. Second target break above the highs. Yeah, there we go. Nice break. All right, out on that nice pop there. We still haven't really had that substantial of a pullback. These pullbacks so far have been pretty small, which means that we might still end up getting one. Just be careful buying too high. Pulling back quite a bit. This might be buyers just looking to reload. But at the same time, it might be just a little bit more of a backfill for buyers to keep pushing in. It's a definitive spike in channel to the upside. Very strong momentum. One of these things is not like the other. Why is that? It's so wonky. All right. Nice little channel to the upside there. Typically, when you have that kind of movement, if it does pull back, the buyers are going to start looking towards the base of that where the channeling began, which right now is back towards like the 11s to 7s, the 7-11s. And I'm still interested to see if they can get a little bit more of a pullback. That's a heavy bear bar off the top. I wouldn't want to mess with that. I don't necessarily want to short because the day's up 2.5%, but I mean, for a short-term scalp or something like that, the bears will be on that one. That's too good of a bar and too good of a location to not scalp. If you're short biased, especially. Good bounce back up, though, so it's showing sellers don't have a whole lot of conviction. That was... Ooh. Oh, bite my tongue, maybe. Just kidding. Sellers have the conviction. Sheesh. Right at the end of the candle, too. This is why I don't mess with those kinds of candles at the top. Those heavy, heavy bear bars like that, man, they can be really nice reversals. They can be some of the best, if they're in the right context, some of the best washouts. You get those big bear bars. But, oof, man, in the wrong spot, they'll melt your face off. That was one of those instances. I want to be a buyer. I'm not, nope, I'm not about to buy that, though. All right, see if bulls can rotate up this time. I'm going to add one here, but I still want to keep the risk a little bit light. It was a nice bull move back to the upside, but if they start reversing back down, given the strength lower, I'm not really willing to hang out too long. And if it does jump higher, we'll have a couple more opportunities usually for potential adds. But upside objectives right now, I'm kind of looking at around like the 435s. I would love to see at least the 30s. Did that pull all the way back to break even? God, I looked away from the screen for a second. I guess that was a chance to reload. All right. Bar 72, kind of weak. I would really like to see us start breaking above this previous bull bar. Nice little push to the downside here. Back to that original bull's entry point. I like this zone down here for buyers to try to defend. Mainly because the risk is so small. The risk is just beyond the lows, but the reward is all the way back up to the highs. It's just hard to ignore. First targets... I was looking for a little bit higher, but there we go. First target's off. 16. Secondary targets... Tried hitting the ass, didn't it fill? There we go. The final ones, again, I'm going to look to let these run for a little while. That's a phenomenal bull bar. I'm going to add another one on that. I really like that bull bar for possible follow-through. They might pull back on that, but holy cow. See if we can get another push back to the upside. Really, really nice bull bar. But if they finish this off with a strong bear bar, it might be more time to wrap up shop too. All right. They close it as a bear bar. I'll take it off. Ooh, I did one too many. My bad. Well, I got dinged an extra trade there. Hit the hotkey one too many times. Got a nice push to the upside, and it really looked like it wanted to continue, so I added more to it, but it just collapsed on itself. I'm not going to hang out to see what happens anymore. No thanks. Not after the sellers had that strong of a bear move off the high before. Nice bull bar here. Might be a chance for buyers to try it again. Nice little pullback. We dipped above that bull bar, so I am looking to buy into this. See if we can get a pop back above towards the 20s. I think there's going to be a lot of buyers' interest on this one. This is a strong trap potential below the lows. And this kind of sets up a signal for buyers to be looking for targets way back up towards 30s, 35s again. I'm going to take the first target off there and just accept the scalp. See if we can get a bit more out of it, though. Well, I'm glad I took a little bit off on a scalp, but that bear bar doesn't really prove a whole lot either. Tried to add a little bit more on that flush, but I didn't get it. I'm going to lighten the load just a little bit and try to bring my average down, but if this starts breaking down too much, I'm going to have some issues. Nice potential trap, buying into that trap. Well, let's see if we can get a jump back above those 9/2 or so. Get back above break evens. And then again, I'm still looking for a rally back up towards the 35s if they can get going. Really, really weak bear bar. I'm going to lighten the load a little bit because it was a break-even test and it was a failure. So I'll reduce a bit, but context is still good. Still a lot of time left on this candle. Someone's looking for a move. Which side is it? If we start triggering below that bear bar, that's a problem. I'm out. No thanks. Glad I reduced the risk along the way, but you know, again, when it's not setting up the way that I wanted, I'm not going to hang out. Keep the loss small. If they give me a reason to get back in, I'll take it. But now we've had several attempts from the bulls fail. I'm not about to buy the next one. I've got to see a bit more conviction this time around. We're still in that zone where longs are interested, but they're just not hitting the gas pedal. We might be getting that dip back down to the 96s. Get a real big exhaustive flush down here would be nice. Big push, NASDAQ. Come on, big push. Ugh. No, you lost it. Slackers. They had it. They had it against the wall. Looks like they're kind of creating a bit of a wedge now, which is what we're getting stuck on the bottom of. It's not the nicest looking thing in the world, but it's there. All right, get a nice dip down and get a big blow off. I'm still interested back down into those 96s, 95s. I'll piece one in here, but I definitely want more lower. It's a nice channel bottom. I mean, it's hard to ignore a potential bounce. And if it jumps above 405, you know, in that area, then, you know, good enough. It's just a small little bounce, good scalp. But realistically, the big zone of interest is going to be a bit further down. The thing is, if they start closing too strong of bull bars, buyers are going to feel pressured, and we're going to start seeing them chase. That's a weak bull bar. I'm going to jump ship. Ooh, jump ship just the right time. Looking to see if I can stack some longs on this pullback, though. Hello, pullback. How you doing? See if we can get a bounce back up to the 400s again. I'm going to jump out a little bit, though. We're not seeing that push. If this is exhaustive, why aren't the buyers coming in? Where are the buyers? Piecing out a little bit more. Okay, they're the buyers. Start getting back above the 400s. Basically took 2 off at break even and not really seeing the oomph. See how they close the bar out. Nice bull bar would be a great signal. Forgot I wasn't supposed to say anything. I'm out. Ugh. Well, that was mostly a scratch on that. See if we can get a secondary drive to the upside. I still really want a long in here, but it's just, every time the gas pedal's just nowhere to be found. We're overextending the lows of a channel. We have a massive bullish buy zone for buyers to be piecing into. The 15-minute looks like a huge flag. Maybe that's why, right? Maybe that's why it's not going. It looks so obvious that it's just getting dumped on. From a VVP standpoint, filling in volume, if that's what they're going to do, this is the area where they're going to dump on them. We've backfilled 3 massive volume zones. So, I mean, playing devil's advocate, this could slide all the way back down towards the low of day. Well, it's only got 20 minutes, so let's be realistic. It could slide down a good chunk. Ooh, that's a really nice bull bar. I'll piece into that. Sure. I'm A-okay with that bull bar. See if we can get a little bit more. Want to see some follow through. Oh, well, okay. Not bad. Little bit more continuation or a little bit more of something. Buyers still hitting at break even. Coming back to the moving average. First targets there for sure. Again, it's still relatively early, but if this keeps going up, I want to try to stay long because this might be the bottom of a big move. So the more context we get, the more reasons we get for longs to be coming in here. For me personally, I want to be looking to potentially add. But I also don't want to give back a nice winning trade. So I'm not really willing to let it dip too far. But this is a nice area to try to get that launching pad going. I'll let them approach it once. Typically with swing trades, anytime that you have that big slower zone of entry, you'll see it ping off of it a few times. So I'll let it do its thing. That's fine. It can fiddle dink around with it. But the overall end goal here is for them to be putting in a strong bottom. Don't get whipped out here. That's what they want. Don't let them have it. Obviously protect your trade, but be careful with this herky-jerky stuff. The NASDAQ loves doing that kind of crap, see? They got to get people out of their orders. All right, nice jump to the upside here. That will be the target. Oh, I got bad fill on that, though. Ugh. All right, well, anyway, good example of kind of reading what's going on. I want to see if the buyers can dip back, though, because we've got a nice bear bar, and this is a great place to trap shorts. They might not leave a chance, though. All right, I'm going to piece in one up here. Just again, I want to be net long right now. I'm not willing to not be long, but I want to try to make sure that I'm at least piecing out in logical zones of interest. Nice bullish continuation back up towards the channel. I'll take a target off there. Nice little dip back. There we go. I'm going to piece into that dip. Again, just want to make sure that I've got something going. All right, nice little pushback here. Looking at this flush to be a washout. I don't really want to see continuation. If they start continuing, then we've got a little bit of a problem. But this is either a break-even run for sellers to get out of the way, and we form another higher low, and we get more context, etc., which is kind of what we're seeing right now. They got to trigger above this bull bar. A failure to trigger above the bull bar is no bueno. Got to get above the bull bar. Bull engulfing, maybe? They still haven't triggered it. 100 ticks left on the candle. Strong bear bar down. If it starts triggering below that, I'm out. Nope. No thank you. If they give me another reason to get in, I'll take it. That's fine. But that's too much potential to start pulling back a little too aggressively for my liking. It's not worth the risk of this falling off a ledge. Nice continuation up. Looking for, still, I want to be long. I'm just trying to avoid getting stuck with the market getting hammered. We had a really nice move, but the buyers got to try to take this back. And if they start failing, that's going to be an issue. Especially looking at that 5-minute candle. That 5-minute candle is starting to get kind of gross. Ooh. Okay. Really gross bear bar. I'm going to add on that flush too. I like that dip. Nice. Really, really good breakout continuation move. Another strong bull bar here would be another reason for buyers to add more. I'll add more. That's fine. Looking for a continuation up. I'm looking to piece into that pullback. Whoo! Lordy, lordy. See if we can get a jump back above the... There we go. Really, really nice continuation. Beautiful. I think we just double duped them. If they can close this as a strong bull bar, it's off to the races. The sellers are stuck hard right now. Ready or not. Oh, I didn't get filled. Come back. There we go. All right, buying more on that pullback. I'm looking for more continuation. Sellers are screwed. Keep on trucking. I will take a target off here just to make sure that I'm taking some profit off, but still keeping my average relatively low weighted. The potential for this to become a very large move is very high, and I like that. Can we get a break above, get back into the 20s? The 20s, that's the big zone. Like, man, just finish it. Get up there. I know, 420, haha, chuckle, chuckle, but like, let's actually do the job here. Really strong bull bar, strong bullish follow through. If we get a dip below the previous bull bar, it's likely sellers just taking it as a chance to get out at break even, which means there will be more buyers there. If we can break above this swing, the rest of the stops are hit. Gone. Look at them. Keep on trucking, baby. There we go. Next target's in this area. Sellers are getting dumped on right now. Good night. Next target off. See if we can get a break above the highs. Blam! Keep on going. We could see a high-a-day run here. We're back to the major swing high, so we've got to see buyers chunk through here, and if they start pulling back too much, remember, the sellers are stuck. So any pullback that happens right now is probably just sellers getting out. So I'm looking at every single one of these pullbacks as an opportunity to look to add more. Not to sound vindictive or anything, but, you know, That's a heavy bear bar, though. I don't want to buy that. No. I want to see that candle fail. Ooh, man, they put a lot of pressure on him. That's a lot of pressure on him. Oh, I tried to buy the bid at 30 and I didn't get filled. Crap. All right, keep going. Keep going, buyers. Big, big bull bar here. Don't pull back too much, though. I've only got the one, and my average isn't great anymore. I've already pieced out of too many targets. Whew. There we go. Oh, all right, I'm going to drop that one. See if we can get a little bit more of a pullback down towards the 25s. I may have just handed my contract to someone else, so that's fine. I've already had a really nice run on that, and I just need a bit more of a dip. Oh, man, not with that bar. Nope. I'm not about to sell that, buy that candle. See, my mouth even said sell when I when I saw that thing. I can't help it. What a ripper to the upside. You could feel it, too. As soon as the sellers realized, oh, no. That's when they jumped ship. I'm going to look to grab another one here. I think shorts are potentially getting stuck, but we haven't triggered above that bull bar, so I'm not willing to stack too much risk. Nice little trap below the swing. See if buyers can come back in again and start breaking back up towards those 40s. Remember, sellers are on the back foot right now. The sellers are underwater hard. They're just trying to figure out a way to get the hell out of this thing. What a jump. All right, closing on that. Nice pop. Too strong of a bear bar, though. That might scare some people. Yep. Ooh, starting to get a little big now. That might be a washout. Might be a washout. Looking for longs on this pullback. This might be the last chance that buyers have to try to jump in on this. You'll know if it's a washout because we'll see the buyers just come out of nowhere and slam it. Right now it's dropping a little bit too hard. All right, I'm going to jump out. I don't like that. Nope. No thank you. If it's a washout, it should happen fast. Not fall apart like that. All of those buyers might start jumping, but at the same time, remember, a lot of these strong moves down like that happen to get shorts out. Who's stuck right now? Shorts. So this move back, what do you think they're doing? They're not looking to make money on the trade. Not necessarily, especially not if it starts showing bullish signs again. So if we start showing some signs of bullishness, I got to put myself in the mindset of a seller who's stuck. Like, oh, we're back. I'm only down $50 now. I'm only down 60. I'm only down 50. Like, oh, now I'm down 70. Oh, 60, 70, 80, 90. You can feel it, right? That pressure. They're not going to let it back up too much. Not at the end of the day either. Shorts were itching to get out of that one break even. 8 minutes left in the day. Are you kidding? Especially if they feel like they're underwater getting pressured. Starting to show. Starting to show. Strong bull bar. I'm going to look to buy into that. I only got one. Wow. All right. I'm going to jump out on that. I hit the bid like 5 times. I only got one contract. All right, very obvious break-even play. I would like to see them dip back below the 1250s. Oh, they didn't quite make it there. Now we're seeing a little bit more continuation back to the upside. Strong bull move back up. 3 really strong bull bars back up, too. All right, I'm going to grab one here just on that 3 candle move to see if they can get another one. A lot of times when you have those 3 really strong bull bars back to back, they'll see a bit more continuation for a 4th strong bull bar. If it ends flat, then it's usually getting ready to pull back. So that ended flat. I'm flat also. We'll see if we can get a dip below that previous bull bar. That's the next zone of interest big time. Really? Really? Nasty. No, it's fine. It's fine, NASDAQ. I understand. It's in your nature. Can't get mad at a wolf when it bites you. A weak bear bar here will likely find some bullish continuation. That's a halfway decent bear bar, though. It's an inside bear bar, so it's a possible trap, but it's only a first entry short. So I'll buy into it, but I'm really more interested down here. Now we're in a zone of interest. I'm going to reduce a little bit, though. Might be looking to dip back down towards that original entry point. And if that's the case, I want to make sure that I've got room to bring my average down towards it. All right, I am 100% buying on that dip. I'm going to try to bring my average down a little bit as well. There we go. Nice bottom weighted average. Looking for... I'd like to see a break above the 10s, but they're still breaking down, so I'll continue to reduce. This is the next shot these sellers had to get out at break even. I'll try to draw my average down here next. So right now, basically, I'm accepting the loss along the way, and I'm drawing my average down to a more favorable location so I can still play ball, right? Keeping the risk limited, but also noting that the 5-minute chart has a potential to completely collapse. So the first time that it does rally higher, I'm on the back foot now, right? We were talking about how the sellers were on the back foot. I'm on the back foot now. I'm not necessarily looking to make money on the trade. I just want this thing to get up and out. All right, reduced a lot of risk there. That was looking a little too heavy. Really glad I did, too, because that dumped. Now, the next time it does pull back, there's going to be interest, but realistically, if it's going to push down further, I don't want it. I'm just going to eat the loss on that one. See if they can give a better zone of interest. This move down definitely took buyers by surprise, myself included. So what I would like to see is that push up for buyers now who are on the back foot to get out of break even and see that continuation play from there. Oh, why am I short a contract? Oh, I don't want to short one yet. I must have fat fingered my hotkey. All right, well. Big push to the upside. That was a strong pop. But again, remember, buyers are on the back foot now. This is a surprise move to the downside. It doesn't matter if we're in a buy zone. Buyers got kind of stuck on that. I don't mind selling a little bit more up here to see if we can get that backfill. There we go. Now, I would like to see the sellers drive below the... I mean, realistically, back to the 80s makes a lot of sense. Piecing some targets off down here. Got 2 minutes until we hit 4 o'clock. Really nice bear bar again. I don't mind selling more on this because the weight on this move is heavy, heavy. Target out. We're back to support. back through the lows. Ooh, big bounce. I'm out on that one. Nice flush. All right, now we got a weak bull bar. Got a minute and a half until 4 o'clock. I've got some meetings to hit, so that's going to do it. Gave back a little bit on that slide down, but I'm glad I got out of it, that's for sure. Like we were talking about earlier, when you know you're wrong, get the heck out of the way. It's not worth eating a huge loss, especially not after you had a huge win from before. So don't get minced up on this move down. Try to average down where you can, but when you realize you're wrong, jump. Right, you can see jumping ship when I realized, okay, maybe not. I'll bring the average down a little bit. Okay, nope, maybe not, and switching gears. So it's understand when you're wrong and get out of the way. Still looking for sells. If in the next minute we can get another push up, I wouldn't mind looking for another drop. But that's going to do it. I got a couple meetings to make it to anyway. So hopefully you had a great trading day, and hopefully, yeah, you enjoyed all of the movement. What a crazy day today. But anyway, that's going to do it. Enjoy. If I missed any questions or if you had any questions, make sure to send me an email, jhb@ssftg.com. While you're there, don't forget to check out. There is a free 3-day trial as well. But that'll do it. Enjoy, rest up, and we will see you all tomorrow.